Hey guys, welcome back to the Pure Goddess channel. My name is Gwenly. I hope everyone's doing well. Good vibes only. My energy, my my energy, I've been like really happy. I started going to the gym and I'm just in a very good like motivation, just energy is like, it's nice. I've missed going to the gym, putting in the work. Like, us chosen ones we know pain. We've been through a lot of crap. So we're not strangers to pain and hurt and sorrow and, you know, so, a lot of times we go through the trials and tribulations. We are heavily tested, because we are warriors of God. Like, he needs, we need to be put in a lot of tests, because we are the strongest. And so we're very familiar with pain. And working out, pushing ourselves to the max, to the limit, feels good, because we always like push through, accomplish our goal for our workout session or during our workout session, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. And it's something that we choose to do. Like, a lot of the things that we're tested on in life, we have to go on missions, and we have to, whatever it is, right? We're tested by God. In every single way possible. But working out, we get to choose the pain we go through. Like physical pain, mental, emotional. Depends. It just depends. Because we have our seasons where we're healing, where we're good, we're chilling, and it's just physical. We have our seasons where it's all of the above, and our egos, our pride is in the way, and we're fighting with ourselves in our mind. Sometimes it's emotional, like we don't feel strong, we feel weak, like we're healing, we have to overcome things, we have to push through. And physically, it gets even harder in that sense. When it has to do with mental and emotional, spiritually, it gets harder. We're very strong in this, like when it has to do with spiritual warfare, you get to a point where you just like bust through, and you just go through the pain, you just go through the attacks, the afflictions, like you really use your sword, and you fight through all those like concrete blocks You know, it's just, yeah. So when we work out, well, when I work out, I feel so accomplished and so proud and confident and so fulfilled, you know, because you know, you set a goal for yourself, you know, before you start working out. During workout, maybe I could push harder, and then you achieve it and you do it, and then, you know, it's a good feeling. I've honestly missed it. I've missed working out for a long time. Now I could like really just enjoy it, and it brings like happy vibes, you know, happy energy. It releases a lot, and I'm just a happy being when I'm like coming out of the gym. I'm just happy. I'm like, oh my god, let's put some music on and dance in the car while we're driving home or wherever. And yeah, it's nice. I'm so happy. I am feeling good. Mm, yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. It is Saturday. It is Saturday, 4:47 p.m. here. Um, the sucky part is that the sauna at my gym is not working right now. So it's gonna be, they said 2 weeks, but they always lie to you. Takes usually more, right? Um, takes longer. But hopefully that, you know, gets resolved because sauna is my favorite part to ending a gym session. And there is a pool. There's a really big pool there. Yeah. Eventually I'll use the pool as a workout, but you know, I plan to take like a Zumba class, you know, like once a week, maybe. We'll see. Just to get an overall, you know, fulfilling workouts, you know, like in the week. But right now I am focused on like the Stairmaster, on cardio and breathing and and you know, I guess being more, you know, just taking it easy, doing stretching, and I want to, you know, I want to work on my endurance a lot. So little by little, I don't want to overdo it because then that's when you You know, sometimes you get unmotivated. Sometimes it's just like your body just gets tired and you need like extra rest. So I'm just trying to be, you know, be more like listen to my body and like, yeah. Obviously, the first day was like the most brutal. Um, Today was better. I know. But it's crazy how like everything just flips. Like everything. Eating habits, water intake, um, cravings, they just like go away, you know? Um, it's like, you know, the body remembers. Yeah. It's cool. Today I saw someone from my past. That was interesting. But I just kept it, we both kept it going, you know? Oh. Yep. My son's been enjoying, you know, his little time alone with like meeting new kids and, you know, having fun in the children's place. Today the kids club hours were like only morning hours, so we went in the morning. And then the last time, you know, they closed at 12. And so it was like an hour. We had like 50 minutes. And I went to get my son, and you know, all the parents are coming because they close at noon. And it was packed today. It's like 10 kids. But it was mellow, it was good vibes, you know. Yesterday was more heavy and I don't like going in the afternoons, honestly. Mornings are more like light, like energetically. It's just like everyone's just chilling, everyone's just enjoying their workout, enjoying their time, you know, focused on why they go there. Afternoon and evening, it's like attention seekers and, you know, like the general public is just attention seekers, people that go for the wrong reasons, or it's just, ugh. The energy is just more toxic to me. And my son doesn't like it either. Like parents, like children. Seriously. And yeah, I go pick up my son inside the kids' place, and there's this lady doing the Stairmaster when we just got to the gym, and I was next to her. I noticed her after, you know, picking up the kids, and she came to pick up her 2 daughters, I think. And my son comes running and touches her breast. Just like that, I'm like, you know, what's going on here? And it's just, it was hilarious. You know, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, my, you know, like my son's still breastfeeding sometimes. So it's just natural, you know, for him, for kids, for babies. My son is older, but yeah. And she was just like shocked, but like understood. It was just funny. Yeah. Kids, man. He saw some, we call them tatas, so he saw tatas that he liked. That was something else. But yeah, it was cool. Cool times. I'm just like on a high. When I go, when I would go to the gym, it would just be like a happy high, like a natural high. Like I'm not taking anything crazy. I'm taking like these energy pills, like caffeine pills or something. I take it when I, have my breakfast or when I wake up. And then, it's different absorption than drinking energy. So that helps. That helps with my workouts to push. I got at the GNC, the Wellness Center, or the Wellness Store. I like taking like, what is it, like, energy slash like, the pills or whatever, and then like the fat, whatever, it like cuts the fat or whatever, like it boosts your workouts, and then they have the water pills too. So I like taking that like combo. I need to go purchase more of each, but I like taking that combo. It really, really makes a difference for me. I hold a lot of water, and I've been, I have to be mindful about salt and sugar too. But yeah, I'm just happy to be back on, a healthier lifestyle and like working out and stuff. Fitness journey. So exciting. Making today I had a friendly lady. We kind of vibed. We spoke a little bit in the locker room. Good vibes, and just keeping to herself, keeping in shape. Unique individual. So, and then you have the people that think they're better than everyone. I don't like, I respect everyone, and I respect everyone like for who they are, but I don't like people that can't stand alone, that need like someone next to them, and if they work on themselves, then that's good, but most of them are like ignorant and think they're better, and very insecure individuals that become toxic and negative, and just focused on my workout and, you know, really, I really don't have too much to say. Just, you know, good vibes, excited. Kids Club closes on Sundays, so no gym on Sundays. But I think like we'll start with like 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So 4 days a week. Slowly but surely, you know, getting in the rhythm, staying consistent, not going full force, and then getting hurt or burning out, you know, being too excessive, because that's not good. After the second week, I think it'll, you know, it'll be better. Yeah. Okay, 144, 2144. Oh my god. Good vibes only, you guys. How my mood has changed. Crazy. The body releases so much, like stress and negativity, worry, you know, and it just makes you feel lighter. Yesterday I felt like I couldn't even breathe. When I was done with the Stairmaster, I was like, but today it was so much easier. My body is responding like quite quickly. So I'm so excited. Got flowers yesterday. I've been meaning to get flowers for the past few weeks, but just forgetting. I have a beautiful, beautiful smell in my house, in my home. I got like this, I don't know what it's called, but it's like eucalyptus kind of. It's like the plant that's close, that's by the flowers. It's like a green. It smells really good. But I think it's a type of eucalyptus. I used to put it in my shower head, in my shower. But yeah, a bunch of nonsense over here. Really nothing to talk about. Just you know, it's going good. Feeling good, feeling positive. And that's how it's going to be the rest of the year. Literally, I'm like, I'm just high on life. Like my frequency, is like really high. I feel like I'm elevated right now. Alright, you guys have a good morning, a good night, good evening, good afternoon. Let's say some affirmations. I really don't have nothing to speak about today. Okay, do you believe? Do you believe? I am a multi-millionaire. I am healthy, mind, body, soul, and spirit. I am at the top of my game. I am on my highest timeline. I am with my kingdom spouse, my God-ordained spouse. We are happily in love and it is mutual. I attract limitless prosperity. I'm going to receive everything I desire. The right people, the right opportunities follow me. It is safe for me to be wealthy. And this I got from Mystic Beauty on YouTube. You know, I think yesterday, no, 2 days ago, she was giving advice on just, you know, on how strong and how important, how powerful our throat chakra is, our voice, speaking things out loud into existence, speaking up for ourselves more, you know, shutting people like down if they're being negative, if they're throwing shade at us, you know, cursing us with their words, and shutting them down by using our words, right? I myself, I've never been one to stand up for myself with my words because I was raised, I grew up with my, it just made it to be that, you know, my parents, I don't know how to say it, raised me, trained me, or whatever to not have a voice, to not speak up for myself, to make me feel the opposite, like I am not empowered. I don't matter. I don't have a say-so in anything. Whatever I'm thinking, you know, like the opposite of what us chosen ones are. And made us feel like so weak and insecure and just like we're nothing, you know? Like literally if we speak, you know, like it's literally a mind fuck because that's how our haters are as well, you know? So imagine being raised by parents like this. Mateo. Being raised by parents like this, and just not knowing what self-worth, self-love is, like, actually, you know, it was never shown to me. It was never, you know, my own parents didn't have that for themselves. They say they do, you know, my father would say he has that, you know, but it's all ego, you know. How do you say that word? Mm, disguised, right, as self-love, but it was ego, pride, unhealedness, you know, God complex, but actually being the opposite, being a toxic person, unhealed, karmic, um, you know, people that don't want to heal themselves, they don't want to face themselves, they don't want to go through the dark night of the soul, they don't want to, you know, look at themselves in the mirror. It's just crazy. You know, I'm very, very grateful and proud of where I am in the present moment. It's been, last month was very, very hard. Um, but it's like unconsciously I've been preparing for, you know, that removing those people from my life, or God removing them, because it was like the last straw. You know, God's gonna take you out of it. You know, you could try to resist, you know, and that was me. But you know, it's crazy how, you know, and I've learned detachment, you know. It's I'm not like, you know, hurt or remorse, resentful. I've forgiven, I've let go. Like, I've learned my whole life that I've been in so many situations where I've been stuck, you know, and you learn in the moment while you're going through all the shit. Literally, when you're going through like the toughest moments, I've learned to heal and start doing the work within that. Especially if it's like to do with relationships, right? Usually it does. But to do the work, start doing the work. You know, like if it's circumstances you can't get out of, whatever it is, do the work within that relationship. Do the work within that circumstance, within that environment. You know, like we can't leave sometimes. We can't like just up and leave. Start doing the work, and you know they're just gonna make, you know, think that you're just a fool, when we're not. We're like out of this world intelligent. Like we know too much, right? So we know it all. Like we really know it all. That we act dumb because we know too damn much. Um, it's like Jedi mindset. It's just like everything. We know what that person's gonna do even before they even think on doing it. Like we know it all, right? So learning, I learned to like start healing and start like within detaching when situations or circumstances that were not good for me, for my life, for my health, for anything. Learning how to detach and doing the work within. So when that time comes, you can just, you know, when it's the time, when it's the timing, you're just gonna let go. And you're gonna have residual energy. You're gonna feel still like the energetic cord attachment, but you've already done the heavy, like tough, deep stuff. And so it's not gonna be hard, overwhelming when it actually does happen. You know, so that's what I've learned. in my life. And because I've gone through too much hurt and pain of letting people go in my life because of betrayal and backstab and deceit and unfaithfulness, that that's how you protect yourself. That's how you just learn to protect yourself in that way. And that's what I have done. But now it's not in a toxic, so much in a toxic way. When I was more like in karmic energy, I would do that, but I would make a whole scene. Like it was like a soap opera, especially if I had to deal with like love connections. I would make a whole scene. Oh my god, it's crazy. Make a whole scene. And that person would be in shock, obviously, and I would be ready to move on. Like, we're done. We're done, this, and that, and blah, 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 whatever it is. And telling you your truths and being like this and like that, like very, 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 very harsh. But do you think they learned their lesson? Most times they don't. Yeah, it hurts them, it hurts the ego. Like, they need to fucking sit their ass down because you're telling them, but they're still gonna like keep going and doing the same shit, you know? And they're gonna resent you and hate you for it, especially if they don't want to like put in the work to actually, because when we speak, it's like when we are like going off on you, we're gonna tell you your truths, you know? And I used to be toxic in that way, like very harsh. And that's like my ego speaking, you know? And I needed to calm down. I needed to really tone it down, you know, because yeah. But the people I would be that would be in my life were really, really toxic. And till this day they still resent me, or they're hateful, negative energy. You know, they didn't choose to do the work. If they do choose to do the work, then they would just move on and like not have a care of seeing, like passing by and seeing you again or whatever, you know? But yeah, there's a fine line for sure. And you know, I'm more humble in that aspect now, because yeah, we're not perfect, you know? We always have to be open, even if we don't want to, open to learn. And like, we're not perfect, and I'm, you know, most of us are mostly humble enough to know that we're not perfect. But like for me, it's been how I was raised by my parents. It's like perfectionism, like everything has to be perfect, everything has to be like this or like that. If not, you can't like move on to a certain, to another task or whatever. And like my whole life I would say, I'm gonna do this, but I need to blank blank blank, and then I can, you know? So I would make myself be stuck and never like move forward for anything, you know? And that would cause stagnation. That would cause, you know, like I was stuck, you know? I would get like over like very heavy anxiety, and just like like overthinking very bad. And you know, if you live with parents that are like that, it's like if you do the opposite, they're gonna put you down. If you get the courage to like be more positive and more like, you know, action forward, like in your life, like, you know, as I got older, living at my mom's house, I was always out, always, you know, going to the gym. Like I would spend almost all day at the gym sometimes. You know, sometimes like taking classes, just not wanting to be home because, or going to the library, or I don't know, going to the coffee shop, not being at home. Um, and because everyone in my household, like my mom had like the authority, the control over the household, so doing the opposite would like piss her off. Like everyone's gonna be like how I am, stuck with anxiety, depression, always with migraines, with headaches, taking medication, like a ritual, taking medication every day, you know, like poor me, victim mentality. Um, and whenever someone would like even my own stepdad, you know, whenever he would like get motivated, wanting to go to the gym and this and that, like my mom would like rain on his parade. You know, like just very like just negative Nancy, man. You know, that's just her. And each individual, you know, each family member in the household tried with her, tried to like do the opposite with her, tried to motivate her, tried to do so many things like to take her out of that, but it's just a mental health issue. And now that I've taken the emotional aspect out of, the labeling aspect out of family members, you know, I'm not so like depressed about it. I'm not so like, I don't get overwhelmed or sad, you know, like it's just like it is what it is, you know, like that is what it is, you know. And like if someone doesn't want to change, nothing and nobody is gonna make her change. And that's the biggest lesson for me is my own mother not wanting to change for herself, you know, because like every single family member that lived in, you know, in my home tried their best that they could, especially me and my brother and my stepfather, so, but you know, like we couldn't do anything for her until she tried. And you know, the older she got, the more she like a lot of fear in her. A lot of fear, anxiety, worry. You know, it's like we don't know what our parents' life was before they, you know, we were born, before we were made. You know, you know, both of my parents are orphans. My father was raised by his cousin. His mom abandoned him when he was small boy, and she decided to go with a man, right? Like to create a life with this man, not my father's father, but just a boyfriend or a partner, and left my dad with his cousin in her ranch with her husband, her, you know, her kids, and that's how he was raised. And he he was very poor. He had holes in his shoes. He, you know, he really struggled. And I think at 12, 14 years old, like he made it to like FIFA, you know, like became, you know, a soccer player for his country, for Honduras, and you know, he did a lot of triathlons. He was good at running. And he traveled and he visited, you know, he met a lot of famous soccer players, football football. And I have proof. I don't know where the pins went. I think they got stolen, but I have proof, you know, like you get pins like FIFA pins and stuff like that they give to the players. Like I had all that, but I don't know who stole it from me. Like yeah, someone stole them from me, but when I was young. And probably my brother. Um and then my mom, um my their dads, my parents' fathers were never in the picture. Um and then my mom's mother, my grandmother, passed away when my mother was 8 years old from breast cancer. Um my grandmother was like 45, 46 years old, so my mom had this big fear. Like I didn't know until like my parents were never like speakers vocally. It's like they were like shut, like stuck, like closed. So a lot of like ancestral, like generational curses and like wounding and trauma and like a lot of things that I had from both sides, maternal, paternal, that I maternal, paternal, yeah, maternal, paternal, I had to heal a lot, like heavy stuff. It's not just from one side. And a lot of spiritual warfare. And everything little by little, everything's coming like I'm being able, starting to see the bigger picture of what I've gone through and how like so you know, a lot of healing. And we have so much, like our hearts are so big, we have so much love for our family, even though the shit they've done, what they've put us through, you know, like the hurt we've been put through by our own family members. We know the bigger picture. We know why we're doing what we're doing. Plus what God's plan is. We like not all the time, but what you know, we're being guided by the Most High. And we know there's a purpose. We know there's, you know, like there's going to be better days, right? We're going to overcome this. We always do. And so I've always known I would get out of everything, right? Once I like overcame all of like these generational curses, these battles, you know, the demonic, the entities, the enemy from every single generation, passed down, passed down, passed down. Like, you know, some family members did not want to deal with it, so they would just stay like karmic energy. Some tried, but they couldn't. And then, you know, it gets to us, comes down to us, and then we have to deal with it or become it too, and let that demon or entity or devil be in control of our vessel, of our body, right? Of our mind, of our spirit, of everything. And knowing that we've defeated it, that I've defeated it, like it's over, it's just surreal. It's surreal. And it's so confusing because it's like we've been fighting this for like the longest time, our whole lives. And then you have people, strangers, like friends, exes, old friends, exes, just strangers from everywhere, anywhere, attacking us. Like, it gets confusing. It really gets confusing because we're going through spiritual warfare all our fucking lives. Like, heavy, like you just like, you become delusional, like lost, like it's just so damn dark that you don't know when you're gonna get out of it. You don't know when it's gonna be over. You just know you gotta keep holding on and fighting, and you rest, and then you get up, and again and again and again and again, and it just feels like insanity. And that would just push me because I would see that within my parents, within family members, like the insanity, the cycles that they would just get so frustrated. They want to push up, but they can't. And my mother was like, she is very weak, very, very weak spiritually. And I would try everything to like help her to spiritually awaken, to, like even when I wasn't awakened yet, but to spiritually just be strong and have that faith and like, but it just, she didn't want to. She didn't want to. She was just stuck, literally imprisoned in fear, anxiety, and just, oh man, and the older she got, she started healing and changing, and yeah, it had to do with me. There's truths that I've told her that literally rocked her whole being, that she fell to the ground. Not in a horrible sense, but it's just like, one time I expressed feelings to her. I'm like, happened like 15 years before. And I'm like, why are you still in communication with this person? Like, do you know how that makes me feel? Like, it's so betrayed. I feel betrayed and this and that. And, like in a text message, you guys, next door, like she was in her room. I was, when I was living with my mom and my baby a few years back. And she was going on a trip. I don't know where. I think to Las Vegas or something. And so she was getting something from her closet, I think, and I sent her this long text. I was just very, very, like, just literally enraged. Like, how can you keep communication with this person's wife who has hurt me, who was put in jail because he was found guilty? Like, I'm not lying, and it happened years back. And still, like, how can you, like, it just does not make sense. Like, I can't trust you. Like, I can never trust her, And I was just expressing myself, like, how can you, like, it just doesn't make sense to me, And after I sent her that text, I just heard a bump. So she like fell. She was on a step stool or something, and she fell back, like literally rocked her. And that's why I mean, since I was a child, I was like afraid to even speak because I know I am powerful. My voice, when I speak, it's like you're saying curses, or you're like, not in a dark, evil way, but like our words have power. And that would scare the heck out of me, because I would see it most in relationships, because I would get triggered, or like the men in my life, they would like betray me or be unfaithful or disrespectful or whatever, try to play with me, make me believe something that is not. And so I would tell them to their face, and it's like, oh my God, the end of the world, when from the start they've been trying to play you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that had happened, and I heard, like, you know, like someone fell on the ground. It wasn't like horrible, but she was shooketh, you know, and I'm like, well, I need to speak my truth, you know, and she was fine, but that's a role that she always played. Like, she knows the power I've always had within, and she would always play the role, like, after an hour or two. Like, I took a nap after that. I didn't even go check on her. I heard people, like my stepfather, rushing to her, like, because he heard something. You know, she's an adult. Like, I know she's gonna be fine. It's not like anything bad, horrible happened. But being so delusional and like victim mindset, and oh my god, really, like, mental illness, and making me believe that I was the issue, I was the problem, I'm the one that embarrassed the family, you know, like, all these things, when I was just standing up for myself, for justice, for what's right. No one else stood next to me, not even my own mother, you know? And, you know, I knew then, you know, I woke up from my nap, and I was like that, like, I was a bad guy. Like, I did something horrible. You know? I'm like, wow. Like, how they play the victim role so well. You know, like, okay, fine, live in your delusional world, but leave me the fuck out of it, which never has happened. My name has always been in their mouths. Yes, it's my mother, my father, my family members, but really, they just try to, like, end my reputation, end everything in my life. And it's just like, I so obsessed with bringing me down. Crazy. It's almost a friggin' hour. But I'm just so grateful I could stand by myself, and I am in power, and obviously, like, I wouldn't be here without God. Um, God is our guiding light. He's our light. He's everything to us, you know? And I always say a silent prayer. I'm not able to, when it comes to family, you know, I'm not able to say a prayer, like read a prayer out loud to pray for them, to help them heal, you know, whatever they need. Because I have forgiven. I don't have resentment. I don't wish ill on them, you know? I say a silent prayer for my family members. Even from my worst enemy, I wish them healing, and for them to find God, and for them to have the faith and the will and the love for themselves to actually heal and be their better version of themselves, you know, the best version that they can be, so they don't have to be fucking hating and doing witchcraft and black magic and voodoo and sacrifices and word curses and word spells and evil eyeing and just hating, you know, and envying. Like, Look in a mirror, focus, look at yourselves in the mirror, and do the work. Like, you already feel fucking naked because you have so many insecurities, so much unhealedness. You're already vulnerable, so take a leap of faith for you and look within. And the healing journey is never over. It's never over. We all have more healing to do. Like, until we're no longer here. We're always going to have healing to do. And when I have strangers, when I have people that are acquaintances, or friends, like people that are not, yeah, so you know, when I have these people, like, you know, doing all this, talking behind our backs, wishing ill, wishing for us not to succeed, not to be happy, not to attain the minimum, you know, just envying us, just for wanting better in our lives, right? I always think back to my family members, of what I wish for them, even though they've done so much to me. What I wish for them, for their healing, for them to accept themselves and to love themselves. And then you know, like I feel like I humble myself, and then I don't get so angry about it, you know? It's just crazy. It's crazy how much we've gone through, and how our heart never changes. Like, we stay the same. We can't be, like, in a sense, we can't, like, betray our own hearts, you know, our soul. I have, in the way of taking so much in my life and not moving on, being stuck, putting myself in stuck situations, but not knowing any better, not knowing how to actually heal. Like, I never had, like, someone I could look up to actually ask the question, how the hell do I heal? Like, since I was very young. And, like, I know I need to get out of this fucking pit. Because all these people, they dig up their own pits, their own holes, and they live in it, and they decide to come every day back into that pit and be stuck. So I knew how to get out, but, like, I was just, like, I felt like I just couldn't. I just physically couldn't in every single way. I just couldn't. Like, I just couldn't. And now I know why. And that's just fucking sad, you know? It's just sad. Like, miserable people just want you to be like them. Like, how much money they waste, how much effort, energy they put in for you to be just like them. Are you kidding me? That does not make sense. Like, I can never see it because I didn't think like that. I'm not like them. I would never think that of my enemy. Like, oh, I want to put you here, and you're, you know, like, oh, what? Crazy. And if I ever feel intrusive thoughts, I would humble myself real quick. It's just really crazy. But anyways, it's been an hour and 5 minutes. I have to go pick up some laundry detergents that I ordered for store pickup. I don't like going inside stores. I just do drive up. Crazy. 5:50 p.m. Okay, you guys. Have a blessed evening. May God be with you. Keep positive. Stay away from people who bring you down in the most simplest ways. Those are the dangerous ones, because they're just picking at you slowly, little by little. And then when you realize, when you're like, I actually need to get out of it, it's gonna be more work to do. Follow your intuition. Listen to that gut feeling. It took a very long time for me to speak my own truth and to feel comfortable and fully accept myself and my power and my strength. And yeah, it was a betrayal to myself. It's like I couldn't, but I was betraying myself. Like I couldn't. Like I wanted to love myself. I wanted this. I wanted that. But like I couldn't do it because of family. It's like, oh no, you don't deserve that. You shouldn't. You know, like all these things. And it's just like I not feeling sorry, but I'm like accepting. I've accepted what I put myself in that way. And it's okay. It's okay as long as you like move on from that and not go back. We could be imprisoned, or we could put ourselves in that, like unconsciously sometimes. And yeah, you hear people always say, like, you could get out of it, or you can, like, it's irritating. Like, sometimes, yeah, after you overcome things, so easy to say. So easy to say. Like, just get over it. You know, it's like, oh man, it ticks me off. And I'm not perfect. I may say that, you know, because I've overcome it already. Just do it already. Just overcome it. Like, just take yourself out of the pit you put yourself into. Like, just do it. Like, when you're not ready or you don't see that you did that to yourself because you had negative, bad influences in your life, when people are doing magic, manipulation, making you feel like you weren't deserving, making you feel like all unconsciously, because it's just a lot of manipulation, and like it's irritating to hear that from someone. Very irritating. Because you have not yet overcome and you don't know how. Like, you literally don't know what the heck is going on. You can't see clearly. And, you know, it's like So, you know, that would become really annoying for me. You know, like, instead of just saying it, like, help, like, show me the way, you know, so I could see clearly. Show me the way. And this is part of my purpose, to actually write plans out for people that need the fucking help to get out. To get out, you guys. Because it's not easy. And we, for so long, like, we want to get out of situations. We're just so stuck. We don't know how to heal. Like, you know, like, where do we look? There's different types of, like, guidance and people, like therapy, like, literally tell me 1, 2, 3, like, where do I start? What do I need to do? How do I need to think in order for me to actually make moves and, like, start actually doing it, you know? And this is part of my purpose, to help people get the fuck out of their own pits, their holes, like the holes on the ground that, you know, it's really frustrating to hear others, you know, like, a lot of motivational speakers, influencers, help books, like, all this shit. It's like they dance around the fucking situation, but they don't tell you how to fucking do it. Like, seriously. I mean, I used to see it in people all the time, and even in myself, right? How to fucking get out of cycles. Like, people would be reading all these self-help books, motivational speakers, listening to podcasts, listening to all this, but still be fucking stuck. Like, are you kidding me? Like, where's the truth? Like, the truth, the honest, raw truth, and literally help. Like, so much time has been wasted, so much money, like, where it's simple, you know? It's not simple, but it is. Like, so many self-help books are a waste of time. Oh, man. It's just another loop, another cycle that you get stuck on. Because not everyone has the same, like, language. That really pisses me off. And I'm getting heartburn. But you guys have a good evening, a good morning, a good night, a good afternoon. I wish you guys an amazing time, and stay positive and happy and cheerful, and get fresh air, and listen to the trees, to the birds, to the animals, to the air. Like, listen to, like, you know, like, feel the earth, feel the universe, feel nature, because it talks back to us, and it's 1414, and it feeds our soul. It really feeds our soul, and it helps us heal. It brings life back into us from within, even though sometimes we don't feel that, we don't notice it right away. It does impact us. But anyways, you guys take care. 1444. 444. 11444. Okay, bye.